Welcome back, guys. This is the second episode of the 5-Man Breakdown. I'm your first host here, Maurice McCaster.
I'm your host, Dorsey Hobson. Today we're going to be talking about the 2026 NCAA Football National Championship, the 27-21 victory over the number one Indiana Hurricanes over the number
16-0 season, by the way. Indiana had a 16-0 season, historical, legendary performance in the regular season.
Did not lose any games.
Led by Fernando Mendoza.
Led by the Heisman
Mendoza.
Heisman season undefeated. National
Okay. Well, if you ask me, this year's Heisman race was kind of.
It was iffy.
It was iffy. Last year we had some dogs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Last year we had some dogs.
We've had some years where it's been like, Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, it was.
Now it's Fernando Mendoza versus who?
Yeah, right.
But not to discredit Mendoza, probably easily the best quarterback this year in college football.
Easily the best.
Way better than Carson Beck.
23-year-old Carson Beck.
23-year-old Carson Beck, who honestly I won't discredit him fully.
He had a better game than Drake May in the Super Bowl.
He did. And honestly, he was starting to lead a little comeback.
He was.
Until he threw that Doritos Los Taco.
I mean, a burger. He threw them a meatball sub. He threw a meatball sub right to the defense.
Double coverage.
Right to the defense.
Right in the double coverage.
Terrible read.
Worst read ever.
Terrible.
Let's talk about the run games for these two teams.
The run games were dominant all game.
For their dominant, amazing run game under Coach Signetti. They're known to run the ball. They ran the ball almost 40 times. They ran the ball 45 times.
Compared to Miami's 21.
They ran the ball 24 more times.
Oh, that's 45 snaps of just
running
running ground and pound.
Ground and pound.
It was
right down your throat all game.
It was a physical football game. That's what people love to see, a physical football game.
Now, on the other hand, Mark Fletcher, he said, forget about the scheme, forget about Indiana. I'm going to do it myself. I'm trying to take this game over. He had two breakaway touchdowns. He had a touchdown. He had a 57-yard breakaway touchdown.
This is what we expect of Kenneth Walker to do. 17 carries, 112 yards, 6.6 average.
Indiana's top defense did not know what to do with Mark Fletcher. I think he could possibly have propelled himself into first round pick conversations.
Honestly, if you ask me, he's definitely a top 3 running back. He's a top 3 running back in this draft class. If you ask me, and if you're not if GM isn't gonna pick him, you missed out. You're missing out.
I think if I'm a GM, I'm taking Mark Fletcher in early second round. Maybe even late first round if I really need a running back.
Honestly, if you ask me, I'm taking Mendoza over Caden Proctor.
Mendoza?
No, I'm not Mendoza. Mark Fletcher Jr. over Caden Proctor.
You would take Mark Fletcher over Caden Proctor?
Yes, I would.
Wow.
Yes, I would. You know how valuable a running back like Mark Fletcher
is? What
if
you need an O-lineman? I'm not wrong.
And the thing is, that's why Caden Proctor is so versatile. He can do both.
All right, first, let's talk about the receivers from these two sides of the players. Indiana was more of a mixed, offensive attack. They're spreading the ball all over the field with the guy like Mendoza.
I know Coach was proud in his film room. This is what you call offense. You want everybody to get the ball. Everybody did their job. Yep. As the first target, he did his job. The second target did his job. Third did his job. Everybody.
With the guy like Fernando Mendoza, he's compared to Jared Goff, Austin. He sits tall in the pocket.
Throwing dots. He threw a beautiful back shoulder ball.
Omar Cooper had 5.
Beautiful back shoulder ball.
Charlie Baker, who stepped up in the second half of the season, been one of the best wide receivers in college football, had 4 receptions. Elijah got 3. He was throwing it all over the field. Miami was more focused on getting it to their
star players. They love to play through their stars.
One of the best. They had one of the best freshmen in the whole country, Malachi Tony, the 4-star, who committed to Miami.
He showed up.
He showed up.
He showed up.
He's been starting ever since.
10 receptions, 122 yards. He showed up.
Carson Beck.
That is what you want from your star receiver.
And one thing about Malachi Tony, one thing I love about him is his rack, his run after catch ability.
That is. We see flash that. He's like remember Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
The flash is like Chiefs Tyreek Hill.
It's like he gets a ball,
a drag, he's taking it to the crib.
He takes it 40 yards for a touchdown.
That's what you call. That's what you want your star player to do. Yep. And he did exactly that.
Hold on. Let's talk about one of the weakest points on Miami's defense. Number 24, Ethan O'Connor. He was getting torched the whole game. They kept throwing. They kept seeing him barbecue chicken. They kept throwing it straight to him.
There's
nothing they could do to stop.
Once you identify the weak link, you post the attack, and they broke the chain, identified the weak
You have
link.
such a smart quarterback like Mendoza and such a great coach like Signetti. They'll be able to easily identify the weak link of the team.
Easily just come in and chop it up and just break
They're
down.
just gonna keep
the
going at the weak link. I mean, you're only as good as your weakest link. You know, so.
Beautifully said.
When that weak link is looking that weak and getting targeted, getting cooked, there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing he could do. But Mendoza did deliver some hot dots.
Yeah.
Coming from a defensive guy who studies defenses himself, some plays were just unplayable. He played his hardest, and just Mendoza just got that ball where it needed to be. Flashes of greatness right there. That was just a beautiful. That's maybe a top 5 pass in college football.
Yeah, you know, and Miami's defense is no joke.
It's no joke. I mean, they went 13-4 in the regular season.
They got 2 first-round picks on the edge. You know, they have
Ruben Bain Jr.
They're running NFL type stunts. I mean, they're running
and they executed exactly how they're supposed to. It was just, you
still come back with a victory. You know, and let's talk about D'Angelo Pons. You know, transfer out of JMU. You know, he's 5'9" cornerback out there. So people think he's
5'9" cornerback.
People think he's sweet.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He's one of the best cornerbacks in the entire country out there, clamping up. He was battling with Jeremiah Smith.
What year is he?
He's a senior.
He's a senior. He's in the draft. Wow,
Yep.
That's he reminds me of Marcus Jones.
Make sure you tune into the next episode of the 5-Man Breakdown, where we'll be talking about the NFL draft.
Thank you guys for clocking in.